It's Lexi from Prismatic Fire, and I'm just doing a video to talk about the card of today. So it came from the Fairies deck, just fell out while I was shuffling, as all my cards do, and it's Love Life. Sorry, I'm a widow. No. So, okay, let's talk about the card. That's what this video is about. Sorry, I'm a crazy Gemini, so I might flit about a little bit, but I do feel like we will get there in the end. So stick with me. Basically what this card is about, it's about that whole self-love, self-nurture. It's all relationship with self. It's about loving yourself. Because as the old age saying goes, is that you can't love yourself like before, sorry. I've just stuffed it up. See, this is what I mean. I'm crazy. My brain's just like ping-ponging. Anyway. You need to love yourself before you can love someone else, is basically what I'm saying. Because otherwise you then put pressure on your partner or your loved ones to make, for them to make you feel better about yourself. And that's really not fair. Because basically instead of them just being able to invest in themselves and then having that positive energy flowing out from you and them because of the way you feel about yourselves to then go into the relationship, to then build a deeper spiritual connection, instead, they're giving. You're taking and taking and taking to try and make yourself feel better, but it ends up just making them feel worse. And because they don't feel appreciated, they just feel like they're just giving for nothing. And you're not feeling better either, because at the end of the day, it comes down to relationship with self. They can give you a compliment, but basically goes in one ear out the other, because it's like, oh, you're great, and you're like, oh, thanks. Like, you might say thanks because you think that's what you've got to say, but you don't actually believe it. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, it's, I think a lot of people have problems with self-esteem, self-value, self-love, all those kinds of things, especially in today's society. You've got all of these social media platforms and, that add pressure and expectation to it. And I think for women and men, it's a really difficult thing. A lot of men either don't talk about it, or, you've got women that's like with all the image magazines and all of these things. It's just like, you got to look a certain way and act a certain way and be friggin' super lady and super woman that can do all of these million things. And even guys, like it's, you're meant to be doing everything, and it's crazy. Like, you should know everything about everything. And it's a lot of pressure. And this is about really being who you are, being your authentic self, because you're amazing, and loving yourself for that, like really investing the time and energy and effort into being like, you know what, I'm kick-ass, high five, boom. And yes, I did high five myself, and you should as well, basically. But, for some reason, just like a quick thought to reflect on, for some reason in society though, like if you're, like how I've just given myself a high five, or like, I feel good about myself, it's considered egotistical. And it's like, well, it's not egotistical. Don't get me wrong. With some people, it's a fine line. It's like, hey, go, hey, pull back a little bit. But a lot of the time it's like, well, no, that's not egotistical. If you love yourself and you cherish yourself and you feel really great about yourself, you're just like, you know what? Like, fuck yeah, I'm awesome. It's like, well, shout it from the rooftops. Like, just be like, you know what? I'm awesome, and I'm happy with myself, and I love myself. Because when you're in that space, it's like you feel on top of the world. Like, trust me. And people, for some reason, like there's always going to be people that want to bring you down about that. Like, it's like, oh, is that what you're wearing? Or, oh, is that what you're doing? It's like, yeah, it is. And when you feel good about yourself, it's like those comments just wash straight off. Just like, water off a duck's back. That's what happens. So, like I said, it is a fine line, but it's really important to feel good about yourself. And this brings me into, like I briefly touched on it before, but that self-love and nurture, it brings about better relationships because there's no pressure. There's no expectations. It's just like, you know what? I love me for who I am. I want to grow and become, a better version of myself every single day. You're not competing with everybody. You're just being you, and for some reason, it's like that it shines this light, like and it's, it's in your aura, it's everything. It's like people are drawn and magnetized to that. They're just like, wow, like this person has crazy, awesome, positive vibes and crazy, awesome energy. And it's like, well, yeah, because they love themselves. So that heart is like their heart and their inner child is in a completely safe environment, like they just feel on top of the world. And why wouldn't they? That's how everybody should feel, you know? One thing I do is, years ago I had some quite bad self-esteem issues for a long time. I think, for a lot of women and probably even men, it starts kind of in your teen years and then it just keeps going, and you find yourself, getting in relationships that aren't good for you. They're not healthy. And, you're expecting this of someone, they're expecting this of you, and, and then you find yourself, you're just like, you're getting put down or you're doing this and you're just like, holy shit, like, like what is happening? Like I am just, and I wouldn't say you start hating yourself. Some people do. It's like, you just feel miserable. You just, you look in the mirror and you're just like, oh, get fucked. Like, I feel horrible. I don't look good. I don't do this. You know what I mean? And you've got that little voice in your head that's like, it's like just, on your shoulder going, that's my little voice. Anytime I do that, you'll know what that is. Anyway, so what it's about is like just, all I'm saying, that you've got this little voice, and I guarantee that, like, yes, like I have been there, and I guarantee that if you were to meet this like that little voice, if you were to meet them at a party or, you see them in some kind of social context or social situation, you would dead set hate that person on hating on you. Do you know what I mean? It's like if this was another person saying the same shit that you're in a monologue saying, that's like that little person, you would just be like, what a fucking bitch. Like, the hell does this asshole think they are? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, fucking this guy. Like, oh my God. You'd be bitching to your friends. You would just be like, oh my God, how horrible is that person? And they'd be like, yeah, we're not going to be friends with them. Exactly. So don't listen to this little person that's like talking shit. That's going like, you know what? You can't do that. Hell yes, I can. Sit the fuck down. I'll do whatever I want because I'm awesome, We'll get there. But the reason that like it, prompted this is like I now do what I call my pamper day. So every Thursday, I'll do something, whether that's like an hour, 2 hours, whatever chunk, but it's always on a Thursday. Whatever chunk of time I get, I invest that in myself. So whether that's having a relaxing bath or watching an episode that I want to by myself, because a lot of times my husband and I, we'll be like, oh, I want to watch this, damn it. And then you kind of both compromise. You're like, yeah, that works for both of us. But I'll do things that it's like, you know what, this is for me. This is my happy time. This is what makes me feel good, like whether I meditate, I meditate every day anyway, but whether it's like I write my thoughts and feelings down, I'll work on my story, I'll paint, like just whatever it is that makes me feel good, that's what I do on that day. And I think it's kind of, I like to see it as like a self-maintenance thing. It's basically just a maintenance appointment that I've got with myself that I'm just like, hey, you know what? Like things might be freaking crazy right now. Like, whether that's with, with my business or whether that, things are just hectic, like just trying to organize schedules and make sure everything's working, or life in general where sometimes things just happen in your family or with your friends and you're just like, holy shit. It's just having that reaffirmation and just going, you know what? It's all good. You got this. You're still cool. It's really important, that maintenance thing. As I said before, I had self-esteem issues ages ago. I shouldn't say ages ago, years ago. And I got to this point, I got to a point where I am now. And then I was like, oh, sweet. Like, it was kind of like I don't know if it's a Gemini thing, but I was like done, like, got that, nailed that. And then I let it slide. It started to, like, I didn't realize, like, oh, you got to keep maintaining this, like it's a relationship, you got to work on it. So it's that relationship with self. It's like telling that little voice to shut up and really investing in, like I said, investing in yourself and creating this positive space just for you to just be you and to love yourself, So what I want you to do in relation to today's card from the fairy deck about loving yourself is I want you to get a pen. Get a piece of paper. Hell yes, I'm making you write stuff down. I know most people will just grab their phone. No, get a paper and get a pen. Like get some paper, get some pen. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So get a pen, get paper, and you're going to write down what you love about yourself. So what do you love about yourself? You know, like really think about that. And it's like you should be able to, you know what? I would love if you could feel like a whole book's worth of stuff. I like high five. Yes, look at you go. I'm so proud of you. If you feel like an A4 page, well done. Like that is amazing for you to do that. If you get 10 things, that's good. It's like you need to work on this. Like, what do you love about yourself? What do you want to give yourself kudos for? It's like, yeah, I've got that. I'm on point. You know, like think of those things. Like, what do you love about yourself? And then I want you to write down, what do you love about your loved ones in your life? Like, you know, your friends, your family, your partner, if you've got one. Like, what do you love about them? And like, how does that like make you happy? You know, like, how does it make you feel? And really think about it, because that's what's important. Like, it's important about, you know, you being happy and feeling great within yourself, because when you emanate that, other people are like, hey, I'm going to jump on this train. Like, choo choo, let's go. I don't know why I added in the choo choo thing, but let's just run with it. Or like a plane. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Just roll with it. But yeah, that's the exercise I want you guys to do, because I've got clients that I've done this with for many years, and all of them have really thrived with this exercise. It's a fantastic thing to do. And this is what I did initially to try and pull myself out of a funk that I had years ago. And you'll be so surprised with like some of the stuff that you get back. Like some of the things I was writing about myself, I'm just like, you know, I do this good. I was like, oh. And then, you know, like my sister or, you know, my best friend is like written back and they're like, oh, you're so, you know, you're non-judgmental. And I was like, oh, really? Like, didn't think of that. So if if you're struggling with coming up with things for yourself, ask your loved ones. They like, I'm not saying it's like they love you for a reason, obviously. But, what I'm saying is like they're the best people to give you good feedback, you know, like, what do you love about me? It was like, oh, my sister came back with like a stranger one. So like, I love your thigh gap. I'm like, okay, my sister's a bit crazy. Then again, I'm crazy too. So maybe that's where we get it from. Maybe my parents, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, wow, I get off track so easy. So what I'm saying is, whatever comes back, it's like some of the things will take you by surprise, and some of the things will just reaffirm what you've already written about yourself. And you'll just be like, wow, like it's so good to hear what people love about you. And especially when there's no expectation, like you don't expect them to come back with a whole list of things or a whole list of this or whatever. It's just like, just ask them, and what they come back with, just take it on board and really just go, you know what? Yes. Take it on with a positive, light heart and really just love yourself. Give yourself a hug. It's like that little inner child. It's like, you know, don't just like leave them in the corner being like crying and just being like, well, fucking bitch, you got what you deserve. Hell no. Hell no. Don't let the little voice do that. It's like turn around and go, you know what? No, come here. It's all going to be okay. We've got this. We'll sort it out, because we love each other. We value ourselves. We know where our lines are. And we just go, this is how we should be treated. Because this is how I treat myself. Boom. On point. Good luck, guys. Let me know how you guys go, because I really genuinely care. I'm so excited. Like the fact that this card dropped out today is just like, this is my card, man. Like I bang on about this stuff all the time, and I'm so excited that it came up and that I get to talk to you guys about this online. So I love you heaps. Love yourselves. And post a comment, ask any questions you want. I do readings, consultations, everything like that. I can do it on Skype as well. So let me know. Okay, love yous. Mwah. Peace out, and I'll, catch up with you later. Peace.